A lot of new yoga teachers can get hung up on the idea of having to have a defined niche or niche, however you pronounce it, or a defined and focused audience. You really have to narrow in, and you may have been told this too, that you have to get super specific, and yet you're multi-passionate. You like a lot of different things. You like different styles, you like Ashtanga or Vinyasa yoga, but you also like restorative, and you like to work with kids, but you also like to work with the older population. All of that's fine. And I want to give you some inspiration or motivation to tell you that it's okay to throw out the ideal student avatar concept. You can push that aside and still teach yoga and still be popular and still be successful as a yoga teacher. And here's the one question that I want you to ask yourself when you are getting started and you're wondering, well, what should I be teaching? Here's the one question. Who were you 3 years ago? That's it. What insecurities did you have? What did you struggle with? What do you wish you would have known 3 years ago in the place that you were at? I'll give myself as an example. So myself 3 years ago, I had been a yoga teacher for about 4 or 5 years, and I had just moved across the country. I didn't have any yoga teaching jobs. I wasn't in any studios at the time. So I decided to go all in on YouTube and making videos. I wanted to create a membership. I wanted to do all the things that a lot of yoga teachers are doing now, but I didn't know back then what I know now. Hi, Ashley from 2018. Everything that I'm sharing and teaching now on my YouTube channel and in social media is for me and who I was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was creating yoga videos in my living room. I didn't have a microphone. I was just sort of winging it. I didn't have a specific script. I didn't have a schedule. There was a lot of things that I probably could have done a lot better, but I didn't know back then. I didn't have a course or a mentorship. I didn't know how to promote. I didn't know how to do a lot of the things that I know how to do now. So now, as 3 years later, 2021 Ashley, I'm speaking to you, 2018 Ashley. This is the stuff that you should have known back then, but it took you 3 years or longer or less, who knows, to figure out, to learn. So instead of thinking that you need to find a very narrow focus and find the students that you need like way down here and you don't really know which direction to go, start with asking yourself, who was I 3 years ago? And how can I help that person be better or show up or learn a thing or two of what I know now? 3 years ago, were you just starting your yoga practice? Were you just contemplating whether or not you should take yoga teacher training? Were you an avid yoga practitioner going to classes 5, 6, 7 days a week? Were you getting burnt out from something? Were you considering quitting your full-time job? Where were you 3 years ago? And what do you wish you could have told yourself then? So that's the kind of content and that's the kind of class plan that you should maybe be thinking about creating when you don't know exactly what your defined audience is. It's not just about age either. So you might have people that you work with or who are attracted to you who are 20 or 30 years older or younger than you, but as far as their yoga journey goes or what they're doing in their yoga business, that's the place that they're at, is where you were 3 years ago. So your audience isn't always defined by age or demographic or location, but you have similar commonalities to where you were just a short time ago. And the reason we pick 3 years is because it's a long enough time that there's been some transformation, but not too long so that you have the curse of knowledge and you know so much that it's really difficult to relate to someone just starting. And that's where I'm kind of at with those of you who are just starting a yoga practice. It's been over 10 years now since I started yoga. So now my audience and who I'm speaking to are a lot of new yoga teachers who are trying to put themselves online, because that's where I was 3 to 5 years ago. Does that make sense? Now I want to hear from you. Let me know in a comment below, where were you 3 years ago? Give me a little summary of who you were and what you struggled with. I love to hear about it. I'm interested and intrigued. And also make sure to subscribe and like this video, hit the bell notification, all that YouTube stuff, so that you can see more videos and tips for yoga teacher confidence. And if you liked this video, check out these other ones so that you can gain a little bit more confidence in the world of online teaching. See you later.